Okay, hello guys. Welcome everyone. I think we started with the live show. I hope you can all clearly hear me. Um, this is a show with some challenges, interviews, and we'll have quizzes for you to let you know the student sports associations, what they do, what competitions they go to, and much more information. And we will try to make it as interactive as possible for you, so it's not just sitting for 1.5 hours at your couch, because I imagine you're student sports into sports, and yeah, you want to get moved. So yeah. And also, I want to tell you, we have some people behind the scenes operating the live chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll immediately answer your questions. So that's nice to hear. There's a lot of associations, and we will start for you now with an introduction video of the student sports associations in Maastricht. Okay, so there was a lot of associations, as you can see, and actually it's not even all of them. So for example, you still have Cactus playing spikeball here in Maastricht, and you also have the Maastricht Wildcats for American football. And I can very much imagine that you already forgot all associations that were in this movie, because it's a lot of them. But don't worry, if you go to mus.nl/associations, then you can find an overview with all associations we have here in Maastricht. You will recognize them by the logos we have on the screen here. And if you want to get in touch with one of the associations, you can contact them via their website. Most of them are also on Instagram, Facebook, and everything. So yeah, that's really a lot of them. And as I said, it's not only a show of sitting on your couch or on your seat, or maybe you're actually watching this from the park, but still we want to get you a little bit active. So therefore we have a challenge. I will briefly introduce it. In Dutch it's called hooghouden. In English, I've been told it's either you name it hold up a ball or a keepy uppie. I've been told by some native English speakers. I will tell you more details later, but first watch a really short example of how you should do this.
Now it's your turn. Good luck.
Okay, well, you've seen a nice example now, so yeah, I would say try yourself, see to what number you get. How do you get it to the studio? Well, make it as a story on Instagram, as tag at Sports Council Must, and then we will be able to see the suggestions you sent, and who executes best will be announced as a prize winner at the end of the show. So I would say, yeah, all do the best, try your best, and maybe you can win a Hume Sports towel and Hume Sports bidon we will get for you. Yeah, so it's really worth trying, and I'm wondering about your attempts that you can do. Speaking about being active, there's a lot of competitions we have in the student sports world, and one particular one is the Batavieren race. The Batavieren race is the biggest student relay in the Netherlands, or actually it's the biggest student relay in the world. Also a lot of teams from Maastricht join that competition, and I can tell it's a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe it's best first to watch the after movie, and then I will tell you a little bit more insights and details about the Batavieren race. Well, that seemed really fun, right? I can also tell myself, I've been there now, I think. Well, it's already the 3 times that I've run a shift on the Batavieren race. And actually it was always in the night shift, which really seems hard because like basically you will get a night without sleep. And the next night you have to go to a party, and during the day you can really have a nice sleep in a tent which is really hot by by the sun and everything. So maybe it sounds really terrible to you now, but actually I can tell it was a really fun weekend. Also it's maybe it's also good to know that actually I'm from the running association UROS. However, I'm not not really into the long distance running. 800 meters is for me more than long enough. However, the Batavieren race is the one and only exception in the year that I will run more than 5K consecutively. Because like it's such a nice thing to do. And also from stories what I heard from the people in the morning shift or in the afternoon shift, you will be like with 9 people in a van during the whole day, and have a lot of fun together. You also need to cycle next to the runner to attend the person, to cheer him or her up. to run faster, because that's in the end what you want, right? You want to be the fastest one on the Batavieren race, and you want to be the quickest team. However, I think not all teams are much into this. There is also a lot of beer teams and teams that just join for the fun. Also a few from Maastricht, I will come back to that later. That's and also I think with the teams from Maastricht, we can show you a few now on the slideshow I have, and it should be visible now. So as you can see, there is the team from Stennis. They are tennis players, but actually they can also run for long distances, for example. We have a team from Tiburon, the swimming association. So apparently next to swimming capabilities in the water, they can also be active out of the water. We didn't know that. And there's also a few other associations like the Hippos that also can join, join the Batavieren race. And if you're now really into running and are a really quick runner, then we of course have for you also the Maastricht University team. The Maastricht University team is a team with 25 runners from Maastricht University, and they compete in the university championship on the Batavieren race. It's always a big competition every year between the universities on who is the quickest, who is the fastest. For Maastricht, well, let's say normally we compete in the middle. However, this year on the online Batavieren race, because of course there couldn't be a real one, we managed to got third. Maybe I'm spoiling a little bit now for the rest of the show, but you will figure out later. That's it on the Batavieren race so far. Let also know in the comments whether you would like to join the Batavieren race yourself. And it would be very fun if you are into that. Then we'd go to the other interactive part. You're still trying hard on the challenge, I imagine. But we also have prepared for you a quiz with some quiz questions. In the YouTube movie description and in the chat, the operators will post a link to the Google Forms right now. And I've invited my very special quizmaster, Lara, to guide you through the quiz and all the questions.
Yes, hello, and welcome to the Student Sports Got Talent quiz. As Julian already told you, you can find the link to your answer form in the chat or in the description of the video. And then let's start with the quiz. I'll give you a minute so you can open your form. You all ready? Okay, then let's start. Okay, so this is the first round of the quiz, and I'll show you 10 pictures, and it's your job to match these pictures to a sport. So you'll get to see an object, and it's your task to say which sport uses these objects. Good luck. Okay, thank you, Jirian, for this very nice music under these pictures. I believe that was very fast, so I'll show the 10 pictures again, so you'll get a second chance to fill in your correct answers. Good luck. Okay, that was it already. You still have a few minutes to submit your answers, and I'll be back in a few minutes with more questions for you. But for now, back to the studio.
Okay, well, thank you, Lara, for showing us this awesome quiz. And I'm happy you liked the music. I had great fun making the video. Yes, you have a few more seconds to submit your answers. Please do so. The people in the chat will announce when you cannot submit your answers anymore. And by the way, we'll already start checking your answers and make sure that we are able to announce a winner at the end of the show. So yeah, hurry up and finalize your answers. Oh yeah, did I already ask how you are all doing on the challenge? How are keepy uppies going? So yeah, that's some fun part, but of course it's not only fun in sports. Sometimes you really want to go deep and really want to go into your sport and go to the end. And that's of course where we have the high level competitions. I can briefly introduce this by an after movie from the Saurus going to Boston for a competition there. We're back here, and with me is Lars from Saurus. So you actually went to Boston, right, for this competition?
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, thanks for having us. Yeah, we went to Boston. I think it's now 1.5 years ago. Went there with the lightweights ladies 8. Yeah, it was basically a competition we wanted to do in Boston because the season year was over and we wanted to do something extra. And at Saurus, sometimes we do these projects where we go abroad. Also on different levels, not only the top sport level. This now was the top sport level, rowing against all the big universities in the US. Yeah. But yeah, we also do it for the, let's say, club level or fun level when they go, for example, to Warsaw and
Okay.
then it's mostly party and not that much rowing. Let's say that's.
So you actually go all the way international for a competition and then also have a little bit party there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
we have the competition in the Netherlands, obviously, through
Yeah.
the season. But then sometimes we have like time for it, and I think Boston was in, I think it was in October.
Okay.
So the season was off in July, and then we prepared 3 months for this different type of boat because the girls weren't used to it. And yeah, and then we went there. I went as a coach, obviously,
Okay,
because I'm
nice.
not in the girls' boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice to go there with the girls.
Okay. And how did you get the idea? Like, okay, let's go to Boston
Yeah.
for a competition.
Yes.
Where do you go?
So maybe I have to say that the Head of the Charles is the biggest head race in the world.
Okay.
It's really well known in the rowing scene, and it's basically like one of the regattas you want to go to once in your life.
Okay.
So we thought, like, okay, now we have these 8 girls who are like really into it now. They're all training every day. They are from the Top Sport crew.
Okay. Yeah.
So we thought, like, okay, what can we do with them? What's a nice project? And we thought, okay, let's go to Boston. Let's see if it's possible. We got invited, luckily.
Okay.
So
yeah.
not everybody can start there. So in the end, we were the only Dutch crew besides the national team.
Okay.
So that was really nice, and we had the opportunity to go there, stay with Harvard, and row against, basically row against Harvard as well. So that was nice.
Nice. And you say like training a whole season. Can you tell a little bit about that more? Because it's rowing on top sport level is hard, I imagine.
Yeah, well, it is. It costs you quite some time, but you don't have to do it. So that's the nice thing. There's only let's say a small percentage of the club who's doing the top sport stuff, and the rest of the clubs doing like rowing on level when they want to row, basically. So it's fun level. It can be once a week, it can be once a month when there's nice weather outside, and people go to our bar in the boathouse. That's also fine. But yeah, we have the top sport level, and then people commit to the rowing for, let's say, half a year full time, basically. Full time in the sense that you train every day and you have university, but you quit drinking, for example.
Yeah.
So you still have enough time for your friends, obviously, but you train, let's say, 5 to 7 times a week.
And I think you also get a lot of friends from rowing together in such a tight group,
Yeah.
right? If you're rowing together every day,
Yeah, exactly.
then it must be that you were going. Because you also rowed in a top level boat, or you just did the club rowing?
No, I did the top sport level, the wedstrijd level,
Okay.
when I came here as a first year.
Yeah.
So I'm now a master, so that's quite some while ago.
Yeah.
But I can say that I'm still super close friends with my crew from back then, with the 8 guys. Actually, like 2 weeks ago, we had a meet-up, a reunion again, where we spent a weekend together. So I would say, like, if you go through a time like this, train every day and win together, lose together, that really, like, you have a quite hard bond with each other. So friends for life, I'm pretty sure for
Nice,
that.
nice. And did you say, like, I started rowing in first year when I
Yeah.
arrived in Maastricht. Did you do any rowing before?
No.
No? So it
No,
was
I
just
didn't,
brand new for you. You were like, okay,
Yeah.
did you during the income try out the rowing, or
Yeah,
was it
exactly.
in the first week later on?
I came here from Germany, as
Okay.
you might hear, probably. I didn't speak a single word of Dutch, maybe I have to say that as well. I never stepped on a boat before, so it was the first time doing the income.
Okay.
I thought I didn't want to join an association because in Germany it's quite a topic which can be quite tricky.
Yeah.
But then I came here and experienced that all the student associations are so different than Germany, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I got a contact with Cyrus and was like, okay, top sport level, it might be interesting. So I joined for the sports, basically,
Yeah.
because I like doing sports, even though I never rowed. Got in the top sport team, and then later on I experienced more stuff and got more into the student aspect of the association as well. So as we have the sororities, fraternities, we have our own bar, everything.
Yeah, that's also nice with what I find from student sports associations. Like,
Yeah.
you have some people who are really into the sports and need, like, I can imagine, like the
Yeah, exactly.
competition rowers. But also, for example, I know from other associations as well, there's a lot of members that actually are just there to be a member because they have a fun group of friends. And then, maybe we can go play tennis next week, and then it's next week it's bad weather and they don't turn up.
Exactly. So it's the same. We are a traditional association as maybe the other 3 big ones, Circumflex and Coco, but we are a combination of that and the sports, and that's the nice thing about Cyrus in my sense. So obviously there are quite a lot of people who don't row that much. They rowed before maybe in the first year, and then at one point they stopped or just coach. I mean, I was in the boat for quite a while now because I was just coaching, and I do other sports now with my friends from Cyrus, basically.
Yeah. yeah, that's also nice that you don't have to stick to the rowing,
Exactly.
but you can also start doing other things. And that's also one thing I've heard that, like you said, like I've been doing the competition rowing, but that you also went to the European University
Yeah.
Championships.
Exactly.
How was that? Because that must be a big deal as well for you.
Yeah, so how it works in rowing, you have these national championships or national regattas basically, and then you see like who are the best student teams, and then you can apply and for the European University Championships. And I was coaching a boat, so I didn't row myself. I'm not that good of a rower, but we as coaches we had a double, lightweight double.
Okay.
We're coaching to the European University Championships as well. So yeah, we went to Sweden basically. It was 1 year ago.
Okay.
Also, 2 girls who actually went to Boston as well. It's maybe a nice story. There's one girl who started rowing.
Yeah.
1 year later, she already went with us to Boston.
Yeah.
And 1 year later, she was on the European University Championship. So you can make quite a progress. And we see that a lot with people who have a bit of talent.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I'd say rowing is the only sport where you can get to the Olympics in, let's say, 4 years.
Yes. Yeah, like for example, with other sports, some people already started when they were 12 or 10 years old, and then basically if you're 20 and you turn to that sport, then it's like, oh, well, forget it to go to the Olympics or something. Or you really should have the talent, but I think indeed that's with rowing. They say indeed like it's really possible to grow very much in a short time.
Yeah, that's true. So I know that from the national team, from the men's team, the Holland 8, so the Dutch 8, basically I think 6 of the 8 guys started rowing as a student. So that shows you how fast you can grow. I mean, in football it's never possible. If you start with 18 with the sport and then still get to the Olympics.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the footballers earn millions, and with rowing I think it's a little bit
it's
less.
It's a bit harder, yeah, that's true. But still, I mean, I would rather have an Olympic medal than...
and such, yeah, true. That's already quite a thing. And with the which is a competition weekend, like for I think also in the nationals in Netherlands, like you go there. I think you also have to take all your boats there, but like it's not just the rowing, right? It's also having a fun drink and party.
Exactly.
Do you also stay over there for the sleeping, or do you travel the day back and forth?
No, we don't travel there for one day. We travel there for the whole weekend. Basically, go there Friday evening, and then we stay until Sunday evening. We take all our boats there. Obviously, Boston we couldn't do it.
No, that was hard.
So we got a boat from Harvard. It wasn't that bad, but in Netherlands we go there with the boats as well. So we have a trailer, a truck who's going there, and yeah, we stay there. And then it depends. We have these two kinds of rowing basically.
Yeah.
One is the top sport level, where you don't drink, so it's a really top sport, and that's like rowing on the same regattas as the national team and stuff like that. Yeah. So it goes that way. And you have the other one, which is actually bigger. This is the fun part, the club rowing, let's say, in that sense. Yeah. And then you always have a party in the evening. Obviously, I think it's the same with all the student associations.
What I've heard
doing
is
the sports in the evening, you have a big party, and the next day.
Yeah, some sports actually have the party the day before the competition. I'm not sure how they end up doing it, but apparently it's possible to have your party before the competition. But at least as long as everyone parties, it's still a valid competition, I would say.
I think it's nice because also when you join a student association and you go to these events, let's say, there are lots of people from other universities, from other cities, where you really meet them, and you all have the same common sense of the sports you're doing together. So you're already bonded kind of, and especially when you meet people from other universities every second, every third weekend, let's say, when you have a competition, that's it's super nice, and you can also make friends in other university cities.
Yeah, exactly. When you go for a weekend to Rotterdam or Amsterdam, you know some people there where you can hang out with. Yeah, nice. Thank you for now. And as you already said, like there's also a lot of other student associations that go to competitions. And we made a little compilation of those associations going to all competitions. Yes. So we're back, I believe, what I've been told. Um, well, you just had the nice opportunity to see some of the associations going to the competition weekends. And yeah, I've been to competition weekends myself too, to athletics competitions, for example, the club championships, or individual championships. And as we already mentioned, it's like, okay, especially from Maastricht, because like, as you know where Maastricht lies on the map, I hope, you know, it's like a lot of traveling to the other parts of the Netherlands where most of competitions happen. However, that makes the bonding even stronger, because like that's always what you see on those competition days. Like for example, from the University of Utrecht, there everyone comes and goes by themselves and during the day. However, with Maastricht, yeah, you just have to go together by van or by train. You go all together on the Friday afternoon, and on the what is it? On the Sunday afternoon, you go back. Everyone is a little bit wasted, or a little bit like has some little headache, or not, because like obviously there's always also people that are taking it easy and have to study for exams, and skip the weekend or do it a little bit lower with the drinking, because it's in the end it's about the sports. So yeah, I really hope you would like to join competitions as well, and that we have some yeah, maybe even Olympic medalists watching this show now, if they yeah, go playing a sport. Then I think it's gonna be time to switch back to Lara, because I've heard that she has some more questions. So go to the chat again, there you can find the link for the Google Forms. And yeah, she's coming up with some more questions for you. Have fun.
Hello and welcome to Got Talent quiz. We'll have a multiple choice round for you now, so open the Google form again, it's in the description and in the chat, and then we can start. I'll give you a minute again to open the form so you're all ready for the multiple choice round. Nice. Okay, let's start. So the first question. The term butterfly stroke is referred to in which sports? A. Water polo, B. Hockey, C. Swimming, or D. Wrestling? Question 2. Which sport does exist? A. Pelota, B. Sky surfing, C. Blansball, D. Visbal? Question 3. When was Must founded? A. In 1964, B. 1979, C. 1984, or D. 1992? Question 4. Cactus is the student spikeball association in Maastricht. The number of players in the game of spikeball is A. 2, B. 4, C. 8, or D. 10 players. Question 5. Which sport association do you associate with the name the Hippos? A. Golfball, B. Water polo, C. Volleyball, or D. Sailing? Okay, so that were the first 5 questions. I hope you're all ready for the next 5, because that's already the last 5 questions of this quiz. So chop chop and let's go! The Batavieren race is a relay race over 175 km from Nijmegen to Enschede, divided into 25 stages. 16 men's stages and 9 women's stages. They vary from 3 till 10k. Over 350 teams participate in the race, which means there are more than 8,000 students. Which place ended the Maastricht University team in 2020, the online edition? A. 1, B. 3, C. Second last, or D. They did not participate. Question 7. What is the maximum number of clubs permitted in a golf bag? A. 12, B. 13, 3. 14, or D. There is no limit, it depends on the size of the bag. Question 8. GNSK stands for the Great Dutch Student Championship. It is a yearly event where 1,500 athletes from various Dutch university teams will compete for the title of Best Student Team in the Netherlands. Which sports were not participated during this event in 2019? A. Water polo, B. Fencing, C. Esports, or D. Rowing? Question 9. In which sport are the terms stalefish and mulekick used? A. In hockey, B. Fishing, C. Snowboarding, or D. Football? Question 10. Let's Dance is our student dance association, which provides lessons in Latin and ballroom and salsa. Where did salsa as a defined genre originate? A. Puerto Rico, B. Cuba, C. New York, or D. Colombia? Okay, so that's done and dusted. I'll give you 10 more seconds to submit your answers, and I can't wait to see who the winner is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We're done. I hope you enjoyed the quiz, and I'll see you maybe next week. Bye!
Yes. Okay, great. Always nice. Well, I hope it was not too quick for you. I think there was a decent pace in the questions. But yeah, Lara, she's also from the running association, so that makes her going a little bit quicker always. Yeah, I hope you, were able to fill out some questions. So please submit the form. And then in the chat, the moderators will announce when you have to fill it out completely. And if you manage to fill out this question list and the previous one with the picture round, yeah, you might be announced as the winner of the quiz. So I'm curious who's the winner too. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, we already pinpointed it out a few times, like students and sports. It's about sports, but also your students, and you want to do activities. And what I can tell is that student sports associations, they organize a lot of activities the whole year round, basically. Also during the past times when we couldn't organize physical activities, they were still capable of organizing crazy 88s, online contests, pub quizzes, and much more. But also we want to give you a little bit insight in how it actually is, what is the normal activity, yeah, what does it all look like. So we collected again some footage from all the different student sports associations, and we'll show you them. We'll show you what it looks like to go to activities from the associations. Yes, and I believe you can see me again. So please welcome here on the show Annabelle. She's a member of Maastricht. Yeah, I can imagine with Maastricht you must also organize activities, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's true. We have a lot of sports-related activities, but we also have a lot of non-sports-related activities. Just because we love to eat, we love to go to bars together, go to parties. So we organize a lot of those as well.
Okay, you say you love to eat, then you go out for dinner all the time, because I think as a student that must be a little bit expensive, or do you actually cook together?
Well, we do both. It depends on what kind of night we do. Usually we have some team nights and we split up between boys and girls and cook together, have a nice dinner, and then meet up somewhere else. We also have the walking dinners, which is really nice.
Okay, what is that, a walking dinner?
So we all organize in groups, usually like 2 or 3 people, and we all go to eat together each time at a different place.
Okay.
And you also cook together, so one group of people prepares the first course and the main course and the dessert, and you basically get to see where everyone lives and meet some new people.
City hopping around the city, and by the way you get food.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like a big, great deal.
It is a great deal. We have a lot of good cooks, so.
Okay, that's also really important, because like I know from my association Eagles, like also we have the, what is it, dinner at the track, like once in a month after the practice we have dinner. And then it's always okay, who's cooking, and it's sometimes difficult, and some people are really into the cooking and really want to make a fancy meal. But yeah, of course it's also always like, okay, yeah, it should be reasonably priced, because like going out every night for such an expensive dinner, it's yeah,
of course,
the student life hits you. I also say like parties, what should I imagine by that, like party once in a year, 2 times in a year, or am I reasonably wrong?
Well, it depends, like a couple of times a year, or like maybe every 2 months. I'm not entirely sure, it kind of depends. So we'll have like Halloween parties or like Christmas parties, that kind of stuff. And then also just some regular bar nights. So we'll go to Shamrock, for example, or other bars. Or.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, we have to check my microphone. I believe it was not completely good to hear, but I think everything should work again. So Shamrock, like, yeah, also tell me maybe a little bit about Maastricht. Like there's a lot of different bars, and yeah, you meet up there with the people from your association. Like, do you have like a default evening there where you go when you go there, or is it like maybe in the group chat, like, hey, people, who's out for a night out? Can you tell me maybe how?
I think we usually start out with like once every month on Thursdays, but I've noticed like over the past few months, it's gotten more often, and we even got up to the point, I think, where we were at least almost every Thursday at the bar, or it kind of depends, but of course you don't have to drink a lot, it's just to see your friends and spend some time outside of practice.
Okay, I think I should be, you can hear me now again. With the, yeah, you say like we go out for drinking every week, but how do you do that with studying then? Because like that's actually what you're here for, I imagine. So how is it to combine like, yeah, going to all those activities and going, yeah, to study? Because that's what you need to do.
Well, of course it's not mandatory to come every time. People kind of decide for themselves, and I would say like around exams we don't have as many activities, because everybody is stressed, or at least a little bit stressed, at least I am. So we kind of make that work. and sometimes people will also go to the library together.
Okay, that's also nice. Sounds like a really interesting activity. Um, Also, yeah, you said you're from Maastricht. That's lacrosse for the
Mhm.
people who don't know, because I can imagine some people watching don't know that. How did you find out about that, and did you play lacrosse before? Because for me, it's not like a, well, normal sport is maybe a bit wrong said, but like it's not the most regular sport I can imagine.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I already knew about it because of a friend that played lacrosse before,
Okay.
but I didn't start playing it until later. But I noticed a lot of people I've either played hockey before or soccer before, and they kind of want to try something new. And for me, I found it at the sports market last year.
Okay, nice. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no sports market this year, so we hope to be able to help you guide through the associations a little bit via this event. And also, that was one thing I was wondering, like, how were you doing as Maastricht organizing activities in the past few months? Because obviously, going out to bars, going to party, yeah, that's not really possible. How did you sort that out?
So before we could get back on the field again, we
Yeah.
had some online workouts.
Okay.
So we have a lot of members from different European countries. So lots of people went home,
Yeah.
understandably. So we just met on Zoom and did a workout by one of our trainers, and it was actually really fun. And well, I kept it up for most of the beginning.
Okay.
And then yeah, when we got to the field again, it was really nice.
Nice. Yeah, because like that's obviously like with the sports association we can now go practice again and have fun. And did you also with those activities make like really close friends? I can you must have done.
Yeah, I think we're overall quite close together because we're a small association.
Yeah.
So you get to know everyone really quickly. And I would definitely say I've met some of my best friends here in the past year.
Okay, that's really good to hear. And also I think it helps when you're like, yeah, you stand in a brand new, start in a brand new city. You don't know anyone here, so yeah, where should you start? Did you look around more, like okay, because say like okay, I found lacrosse on the sports market. Did you look into other associations, maybe student associations or study associations, or was it like, yeah, I definitely want to do lacrosse and that's where I'm going?
I tried out a couple of things. I did try out with the karate as well, which was
Okay.
really fun because I did that before. But in the end, I decided I really wanted to do a team sport because it's just really easy to get to know everyone.
Yeah.
And also, I noticed that with Maastricht lacrosse, you really have the option to be like really professional type player, really only do practice, be very into the workout, and you could also have this social aspect.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you say like really being into the sport, because that's also actually what surprised me. Like when you say like, okay, we're going so often to drinks. What I see on your socials, on what you're doing on sports, it's still really nice what you all achieve. So it's it's nice that's possible to combine those two things. Did you actually also do competitions?
We didn't do it last year because we're quite far away from the rest of the Netherlands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we're hoping to play in the Belgium League next year. And we have played some couple of games. We always have the newcomers tournament. And we also played the indoor tournament in Tilburg this year,
Okay.
which was really fun.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, anything you would like to say to viewers? Like, okay, maybe give them a guide. Like, okay, how would you approach it in these times? Like, okay, find out what association would be suitable best, because as I say, like there's already 28, 29 student sports associations, and then you have like all the other things you can do. Do you have any tips for people, like how to get everything sorted out?
I would say maybe look at like social media from every association, and also go to open practices if they are there. Of course, you maybe want to do everything, but maybe see how you can try to get in touch with some members from sports associations, and I think you will find your place.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and well, we already had like quite a long movie with all the activities recently, but also from the past Corona times, some associations still manage to do very fun things. So I have another short movie for you with some fun things from the associations. Yes. Well, that was a lot of fun, right? Yeah, and well, it's actually, yeah, you might not have seen all associations, but what is it? Also with Euros, I know we had like the online campus, for example, and also there was a weekend where we had Crazy 88, so every member was creating videos or pictures from what they've been doing. Yeah, as you see, like we've always managed to have fun with the Students and Sports Associations. Maybe let's have a look in the chat. There were maybe some questions. I will just have a check for questions that have been asked. Let me see. Okay, so one question that is very common asked to us is like, okay, hey, I would like to join a student sports association. How can I join them? Well, the easiest way to go is contact directly the secretary or the board of a student sports association, and they will help you out, probably with the fill in a membership form and everything like that. Also, there's one important thing: you also have to buy a Hume Sports membership card, Sports. With that one, you will be able to become a member of the Student Sports Association. And then there's also, of course, always the question of how expensive is it to be a member of a Student Sports Association? Well, it varies very much per association. As you can imagine, some associations use a lot of materials, others less. So that's very much different per association. However, what is it? Yeah, you just should ask the association for how expensive it is. And also some associations will charge some extra fees for the activities they organize, or you have to pay yourself. But that is every time different, and they will inform you, of course, about that. Oh, and what does a Hume Sports membership card cost? That's 99 euros for a whole year, and then you can be a member of the of a student sports association. And you can also combine that additionally with a gym membership, and then you're really reasonably priced, able to sport for a whole year, make use of the group lessons of Hume Sports, make use of the gym, and everything else they have to offer. So yeah, it's a good deal, I would say. And then also one last thing, people ask me, where do all the practices take place? Well, you might have seen in some videos or things the Hume Sports Center. That's located at the Randwijk faculty building, and there is the Hume Sports with the sports halls where most of the indoor sports play. However, there's no big central field with all the tennis courts and all the football courts and everything, but they are distributed throughout the city. So you have, for example, an athletics track in the Jekerdal. You have sport park Geuzelt, where you have the swimming pool and the hockey fields, and so in that way there are a lot of more different places where the associations train. So that's all over. Well, if you have still any other questions, you can always slide in our DM on Facebook or Instagram, and you can also send an email to the must@maastrichtuniversity.nl, and then we are happy to answer all your questions about the student sports associations. And then I hope that someone from the backstage room will be delivering some nice envelopes with the winners of the quiz and the challenge. Yeah, you can bring them. Thank you, Natja. Nice. Let's start with the winner of the quiz. I have a nice envelope here. I actually don't know who is inside it, or if actually anyone managed to pass the quiz. So let's find out. Interesting. 'Interesting, 'interesting. 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 'Interesting, It's Dutch Mountain Rules and Sanne from Kinran, who both had the same score. I actually don't know what your score was, but you had the same score. But how we're now going to announce a winner? Well, that will be the one that is the best in the challenge of the keepie uppie or the hooghouden or the hold up the ball. Don't forget to tag Sports Council Must, and then you will be informed. The one of you who's best in that will be the winner of the quiz. I can imagine also people are wondering what are actually the right answers or what are the answers. We'll post them on our website and our socials later tonight, so you can go over them and see if you actually had a good attempt or that you actually failed miserably on all questions. Then we also have a winner of the challenge. Maybe I can already tell which one of the two of the quiz won that one. But yeah, let's see what's inside. And I have here the winner of the challenge, and that's Isa from the association MSAC. So yeah, I'm not sure, I think we don't show it on the screen now, but we'll definitely post it on our Insta story and see how many she got, because I don't know. So maybe if you just did it and got 5, then you're a lucky winner. Yeah, so that's the winners of the show. I hope you enjoy the quizzes and the challenge. And I have a little bit more for you now. Let's go back to my slides. Wait a second. Yes, and of course we'll make sure you get your prizes as soon as possible. Yeah, thanks for joining. Having that done, we're coming to the end of the show. I hope you had a lot of fun or got a lot of information for the student sports associations. And of course, you know where to find us to ask more questions. And again, if you want to check out all the associations or check out which association you want to join, go to must.nl/associations and you will be able to see them all. Before we end this live show, I have one more announcement. We, as Must, would really like to know which sports you're going to try out. You might have seen our posts on Instagram with the You Must, for example, run or sail or anything. So make your You Must sport story on Instagram and tag the association where you would like to join, and also tag Sports Council Must. And then one additional if you then also follow Sports Council Must, you can win one of our 2 Hume Sports memberships card sports. So that will save you a lot of money for the year when you want to join an association. And for now, thank you for watching the show and enjoy the rest of the income.